Johnson here, Digital Home, back here again with another episode of Build and Renovate. I'm here with my friend Tim Roman from Imperial, the founder and CEO. Tim, how's it going?
Good, how you doing? Glad to be here.
Nice. Happy to have you here. Looking forward to this quick conversation.
Absolutely.
So guys, as you know, on Build and Renovate, we always like to talk to different builders, design and build firms, architects, designers, etc. Just in regards to the building process. Tim is experienced in the industry. He actually had a design and build firm, and now his firm has evolved into more of a kitchen and bath designer / product firm. Give us a little background on your firm.
Sure.
And go from there.
Sure. Like from when it started.
Yeah.
So we're going on to our fourth year of complete business, and the first 2 years I got into this business pretty much almost by accident, and it was via design and build. It was a very appealing model because there was a big white space for tech savvy, marketing forward firms that knew how to put together a lot of components and present them as one product. And I saw that opportunity. We came in for 2 years. I ran a design and build company, and then now it's sort of been passed down, not sold. It's just been passed down to someone to manage, where I just sort of check in once a week, if that, maybe even less. So it's still an asset. It's still part of a portfolio, but it's no longer the main business. The main business is now the distribution company, which is, the showroom that we're in. And we're an importer distributor of kitchen cabinetry, bathroom vanities, tile, plumbing fixtures, specifically for the developer community, and architects and designers as well. So we do not do any retail, and we're essentially just trying to build a brand and a national company as we just broke into Boston. So we're pretty excited about that.
Yeah, I've been watching a lot of what you have going on in Boston on Instagram. Tim is huge on Instagram, guys. Actually, before we really get going, do you want to give out your Instagram, like kind of what you guys
please.
are doing?
If you guys are interested in following things about the kitchen and bath industry or the distribution side of things, or, developments in and around New York City, which is our immediate market, you can follow us at Imperial KB on Instagram. That's where we're most active. So would appreciate all the followers, and DM us for any help.
Yeah. So you mentioned, Tim, that you kind of on accident got into the design and build arena. Can you just give us a little background, like how do you fall into something like that? And then also why you moved out of that?
Yeah, absolutely. I fell into it because literally I was forced into a job. I was sort of in a predicament legally where I was a young kid coming out of a troubled background, and I was literally changing employments every 2 to 3 weeks. And the last one was a plumbing supply, and it was literally just B2B. Plumbers would show up, you'd throw copper fittings in their truck, and they were they'd shoot the crap with you, and then they would be on their way. And this was right post the meltdown in 2008, 2009, just when the market started recovering. So I'm seeing electricians and plumbers driving around in Hummers and swiping black cards, and I'm like, these are not some of the smartest tools in the box, right?
Yeah.
And I mean that with respect and love.
Not who you expect to have the black cards.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Yeah. And then I'm like, okay, that means that maybe I don't need to have an MBA and a marketing degree to be in business. Maybe there's another entry point from a service industry standpoint, and not from management, retail, what have you. So right away after that, I shifted into distribution side. And I worked at a showroom because I fell in love with the construction industry, but not from the nuts and bolts perspective, but more from the finish perspective and the design aspect of it, of the tiles and the kitchen cabinets and putting it all together, and seeing homeowners get excited about seeing their home. And then I just literally started working at different showrooms and soaking it in. And before I knew it, I was doing little backsplashes and, powder room floor tile in my spare time, managing subcontractors. And then it just, morphed into a full-blown business. Nice.
So can you tell us a little bit about one of your favorite projects when you were doing the, design and build, and, how that came about, what it ended up being, and that kind of stuff?
Yeah, absolutely. To this date, it was a project in locally here in Bergen County where it was an entire home renovation, meaning, in and out. So there was a new driveway, a new garage, new deck, new roof, new siding. We added a bathroom, complete basement remodel, the entire home, like everything, right? That was probably the biggest and most fun project I ever did. But also at that exact moment is when I realized that I do not want to be in this business.
Services can be interesting.
And it's funny because you said like what made me, tip the bucket and go over on the product side and just sales is, I'm very passionate about building a business. I'm an entrepreneur at heart, real thoroughbred, and like I just cannot see not ever growing, not ever expanding. And to scale a service industry is close to impossible. Yeah. There's a reason why there's either small local builders or Toll Brothers. And, for people that don't know who that is, these are like national builders that probably build, 100 doors a month, or something close to that. So, that's what I saw very quickly. And I was like, I think I should put my resources and my knowledge somewhere else. And also at the same time, I realized other things came very easy to me, like sales and marketing and presentations. And those things are the asset on the product side and the design side. So it was like a natural shift almost.
To move over from that and let somebody else kind of do the management of the services.
Yep.
Makes sense.
Because the two are still connected, they can work together.
Yeah. And they are, right? I mean, you have Imperial, then you have...
And we have a subcontractor, Johnny from Jomar Development. He's just an amazing guy. We sub all our work down to him. And literally the only thing we do with the client is here in the showroom. Everything past that point, permits, demo, day-to-day stuff, he takes care of all that.
Makes sense.
I would only get the fire phone call.
Yeah.
Which like never happens.
So, but speaking on that, right, the fire phone call, not going to happen when you're working with you and Johnny, right? But people watching this, are watching it because they're probably going through either a kitchen and bath renovation or some kind of build or reno, right? And it's a big purchase for a lot of people, right? And not something that they're doing on a day-to-day basis. What is advice that you give to people, right, to help avoid running into some of those fires, or things that maybe they should be researching prior to reaching out to contractors and things like that?
Absolutely. I mean, you're a witness. Literally, just moments ago, before we turned on this camera, someone called me, and this is a client from the product side that bought pretty much a full kitchen and a full bathroom worth of materials from us. They first considered, our subcontractor doing the entire project, but because our combination is a premium for that management and that level of service, they shied away from it. They're a young couple, which I totally understand. Every dollar is everything. But we literally just got a phone call from them after 3 weeks into the project. Home is completely, the apartment is completely demoed. They just found out there is no permit on a project only because the management company called them because other tenants were complaining that there was mess and noise, and they just wanted to look into it. Yeah. And now this homeowner called me for advice and said what I just said. We should have paid a premium, and we understand now this is what you pay for. So I feel like the part that they might have skipped is really going deep for a month or two, unless it's a fire, unless like walls are coming down and like sinks are leaking, you can take a month or two to do due diligence properly to make sure that you vet out and net 2 to 3 contacts maybe, and then you interview those guys. And what I mean by that process is social media, reviews, LinkedIn, you name it, everything. This person is about to be in your home for the next 2 months, 3 months. You're literally entering a short-term relationship. Why would you not do that? When you're about to get into a relationship with a significant other, you go through
a lot,
deep lengths and far reaches to make sure that they don't have skeletons. That, you know what I mean? I would recommend doing that same thing. And today we have the tools, readily available for us to do that. Now, that doesn't mean like you should go to biased places where you can buy reviews, like whatever, like lead generation places, your AMG's lists or what have you. And I don't know, you know what I mean? But like generic, organic, look into the person. Social media, are they active? Do they show behind the scenes? The guy that shows his everyday job site and how they get it done, and the guy that doesn't, maybe the other one is just either not showing it for a reason, or maybe they're not as good. But usually those things are a testament, So I'm a true believer in that. I do that when I look for someone. You know, if I were to buy a home right now and if I was looking for a broker, I would first go on Instagram or a similar source and to see what they're about, what are they writing about, how are people responding to them, how are they responding back. You know, there's so much you could tell.
That you can get from that.
Yeah.
So with that, right, this project example, but I guess what I'm trying to figure out is what makes Imperial stand out from, you know, any other kitchen and bath place somebody can go and just get materials.
For sure. I mean, the one thing that we're unique is we protect the trade community. And we're partners of theirs. Okay. So we don't concentrate on retail, meaning retail, the kitchen and bath industry on the retail end is becoming commoditized day by day because materials are becoming more and more readily available. More and more vendors are coming to market because of internet, and you know, digital marketing has enabled brands to enter the market for pennies on a dollar. So you have companies being whipped up for faucets and countertops and cabinets every week. You know, so the thing that's different about us is we protect the trade by hand picking industry's best at multiple levels. Your low, your mid, your high. We also protect the trade by working mostly on referrals, in the sense of if they recommend someone, we are not taking them out of the equation. They are still part of that equation. Where is that a referral commission or you know, a credit on their next order? But we're a partner, not just a place that they buy from. And also, because we're a private boutique operation and we're not retail, you know, we could essentially, almost short of figuratively speaking, lock the door for an appointment and have someone in here for 2 to 3 hours. And if that's a custom home builder, that's a lot of value. You know, they feel like that hand holding aspect goes a long way when a customer is spending $200,000, $300,000, $400,000, you know, on just materials. So we do that very differently, and also we are very offensive in our customer service. Meaning that we don't wait for defense. You know, we don't wait for our phone to ring to take care of claims and to follow up or to check on deliveries. You know, we try to go on the offense and make sure that clients are aware of all the deliveries. Someone is on top of it, bringing the stuff in, checking it in. So we try to, of course, stuff fall through the cracks, but we try to go on the offense first and try to eliminate all those pain points. So there's like a tiny percent left, you know, for mistakes and error.
Makes sense. So and with that, like your clients are. Do you have like one that you specify on more? Is it more developers or more custom home builders? Is it like just like small general contractors? Or is everything? Oh
no, I think our sweet spot are spec. Best client is spec home builder. Okay. Any market, any price point. This is a person that is looking at Excel spreadsheet. That is really concerned about the bottom line more than anything. So he is approached very honestly, very quickly. He's not looking for designer stuff. He doesn't want to be sold. He just wants to know, can you get it done with a quality product for this time? And if you can, then the only other thing you have to do is just do everything else right. Pick up the phone, answer, show up, you know, right? So that's our perfect client. Custom home builders are awesome because usually that's a more elaborate project where we get to, you know, explore and expand on all the design stuff that we do, which is always fun. But it's not always easy because that might mean 10, 15, 20 meetings because it's a custom home, right? So you're giving the client complete free will. That's great. And then we also have developers, multi-unit developers who are sort of both. They want to put out a good product, but they're also extremely price conscious because, you know, but the product has to be good because their name's attached to it. So it's a constant battle of give and take. So we've created a system and a product literally for each and every one of those. So I hate to say that there's like one better than the other, but because we have a system for all, it's almost like flatline. You know what I mean? Like everyone's getting the same service. You figure it out. At the end of the day, I'm sure one has a bigger share of our gross sales, and I think right now that would be just spec builders. Yeah, because they move fastest, and they're more streamlined. And literally with them, we almost have it down to like packages, where they're just like, I want the Imperial package, and they already know what that means. That like we might even do a catalog out of it, where it's like A, B, C, D. You know, pick it, and then you're literally in 2 meetings could specify a home, and then we're ready to rock and roll. Nice. And then they could pass that marketing material to their client. Cool. And then
almost done here, but you mentioned earlier you recently broke into Boston. That's a new area that you guys are doing work. Obviously, right now we're in New Jersey, but I know you're also nationwide, right? So what does that mean? You recently broke into Boston. Does that mean you're just doing New Jersey and Boston, but you're trying to go nationwide, or that's kind of your focus, or give us a little more color?
Yeah, so basically we are expanding into the most immediate markets, which we have immediate access to, meaning we can jump in a car and be there within a few hours if there's really a huge problem. So we are testing that with the second closest best market to New York, which is Boston. And luckily to us, it's, a couple of hours away. So we've had a few clients, one even a multi-unit project. Market responded extremely well. So we've put sort of a representative in place, almost like a virtual showroom, and they're equipped with the same, operations and systems that we have here, just via samples, cabinet doors, not a full showroom. And we found out that it works. And that B2B, it's really okay because again, the professionals, the spec home builders, the multi-unit guys, rendering, samples, a couple of presentations is usually more than enough for them. Their time is also precious. They don't have all the time in the world to go to all the showrooms and touch it and feel it. And if they could really look into you and see that you're credible, they will buy. So once we understood that Boston is really responding well, we understood that the next challenge and the next opportunity would be to just explore other, major markets, metro markets, like Miami and LA and San Fran and Seattle and Denver and so we're
got big plans.
Yeah, definitely. Oh no, we're going to be a national company. That is for sure. It's a matter of time. It's just how do we build out the system in a not in a franchise way, but in a satellite representation way. So that's the next part.
Awesome. So yeah, I mean that's the main things I wanted to get out. So right now you're in New York, New Jersey, you're in Boston, and guys, you're going to be coming to a lot of other places. He said it: Miami, LA, Seattle, et cetera. So Tim, I really appreciate you taking the time.
Likewise.
Anybody wants to learn more about you, he mentioned his Instagram, but let's give it one more time.
Absolutely.
Or any place else, right?
Yeah, really that's going to be where we're most active. Imperial KB. Would love to share anything that we know about the market or anything in or around it.
So cool. All right, guys. Well, again, Henry Johnson with Digital Home. This is another episode of Build and Renovate. I appreciate you guys taking the time. I appreciate your attention, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace.
Thank you.